So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about the NVRA signing ceremony, about what happened in the Rose Garden, and kind of what it meant when the bill was signed in terms of voting rights at the time.
Well, it was a great ceremony. I got to make a speech by the Rose Garden on the South Lawn. It was the usual signing ceremony, and everybody thought the problem of voting rights had been solved. And that's what I said in my little talk. I said, well, the first great achievement was the Voting Rights Act. And now we have finally coupled the Voting Rights Act with a law which will require the actual implementation of the right to vote, because everybody will get to vote in a driver's license agency or a welfare agency or a disability agency or a food stamp agency or a Medicare or a Medicaid agency. And it's not that we were totally naive about the way in which the procedures for implementing a law can stymie it, sabotage it. Just watch what they'll do to Dodd-Frank. We weren't totally naive about that, but and because we weren't, we had lobbied successfully to get included in the law the requirement that all the agencies that were mandated to provide the opportunity to register to people who came there for services, that they all report to Washington, to the National Election Administration. And not only that, we had included in the procedure that the agencies had to get people to check that they didn't want to register. So that wasn't so naive, right? Excepting that we didn't realize that what they do with requirements they don't like is they just don't bother to implement them. Justice looked the other way. Not only did justice look the other way, but justice worked very hard to get state attorney generals to crack down on groups that were doing volunteer voter registration. So, the people in the business of politics understand the sort of inner workings of the machine and the way you can change election outcomes by not implementing a law or by introducing other laws that make it more difficult to register, or by just cutting the funds so that the lines are longer. That's the game, and the pros who play it know how to play it. But, they may not play it well enough. They may not play it hard enough, because the numbers of new voters coming on the scene are huge. And also because we have some good advocacy organizations like Demos, like Project Vote, who are trying to watchdog the pros and keep them honest.